Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Rome Floyd Chamber Show here on Rome Business Radio. We are broadcasting from the Hardy Realty Studios in downtown Rome, Georgia, on beautiful Broad Street on a beautiful, crisp fall morning. It's a blue sky outside the windows here at the Hardy on Broad Space. I am Roger Manus with Rome Business Radio.
I'm Alex Williams with the Rome Floyd Chamber, and we have with us Ron Morris from Sledge Tech.
Hi, Ron.
Hey guys, good morning.
How are you?
Excellent. It's a beautiful day, like you say.
It is awesome, and the Hardy on Broad Space here, for those folks that don't know, it's kind of a satellite office for them. It's got open windows so we can see the passersby, and it's kind of like being on the Today Show or Good Morning America. You know, the morning newscast where
there's the Rome version.
We could have a live audience if we chose to, but
when in Rome,
that's exactly right. So I know we're here to talk about some chamber business with GRIA, and we'll get into that, and manufacturing week with Alex and all that. But Sledge Tech, it's an unusual name.
That's right. Yes, sir.
So what do you guys do at Sledge Tech?
Yeah, so Sledge Tech, we're an industrial manufacturer, supplier, or resource. We design, sell, and install industrial dust collection systems to remove fumes or dust from any process or any dust or vapor that's harmful for us humans to breathe. We call that the unbreathables. So we work in pharmaceutical industries and manufacturing industries here locally with some of the colleges and high schools for weld fume mitigation, and also with Georgia Northwestern. We just delivered a new mobile welding trailer. It's a 53-foot trailer that contains a generator and all the welding equipment to train students, whether remotely in a desert with no power. The generator could self-support or self-sustain the entire trailer there. Or could connect to land power at a local college or prison system.
So if you guys are getting rid of the unbreathables, you're pretty important.
Well, we'd like to think so. We're just here to help and try and make the environment as clean as possible.
Well, when I saw the name Sledge Tech, I'd heard of you before, and I think you guys might have been on the show. Somebody might have been way back when. But my standard joke is, there's Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Sledge Tech. What kind of athletic program do you guys have?
Yep. Well, we're not very good at softball. We haven't tried pickleball yet, so we're still working on that.
Do you have a mascot?
Well, it's
the Sledge Tech. What?
It's more of a sledgehammer.
There we go.
Consider the Thor hammer.
There we go. Well, Alex, I know you invited him here to talk about Manufacturing Week. So that's a national thing, obviously being embraced by the local chamber, right? Is that what's going on?
Absolutely, yes. No, this is a big week, October 6th through the 13th. The nation celebrates Manufacturing Week to recognize all the men and women that work in that industry, which actually is a good portion of our economy. When you really think about Made in America and the products made here and the proud workers and what we've been able to accomplish, in our country's history, manufacturing has been, at the forefront of all of that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that politicians talk about at election time. We've got to create more jobs and bring manufacturing back, right?
That's exactly right. And manufacturing here in Northwest Georgia and Floyd County is creating more jobs. And I'm happy to get a little bit more into the facts and figures. But, for our 15-county area in Northwest Georgia over the next 2 years, we're going to have 4,500 new jobs in manufacturing and logistics as well.
Wow.
So a lot's coming. And, a part of that is you got to prepare the next generation of workers and the workforce to be prepared to have the skills and the training necessary for these advanced manufacturing types of jobs.
Okay, we'll dive into that in a little more depth. But first of all, I had mentioned GRIA, which is an acronym that you guys have. And what does it stand for?
Yes, GRIA is the Greater Rome Existing Industries Association. And it's been around here in Rome since 1982. And really, to sum up kind of the mission of GRIA, it's to promote harmonious relations among the manufacturers here in Rome and Floyd County, and to foster, new activities and promote the manufacturers to create a profitable and productive business environment. And we do that through a lot of different things. We have a executive board and Ron actually sits on our GRIA executive board.
That's the invitation for you to be here with us today, Ron.
I think so.
So did you know what GRIA meant?
Yeah, a few years ago I learned. It's a great resource for Rome.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of what we do is, we'll do plant tours, which I think, getting other manufacturers to see other different facilities, the engineers get in there and say, oh, what systems do you have over here that we don't have, or how can we lean on that for training and Six Sigma and all the other components that come into creating a product.
I think it's nice with these plant tours that we offer or host. It's a lot of companies do things differently than other companies, and you may not know that this was a better way of doing something until you see that. And so it's nice that they our manufacturers here are friendly, and they open our doors to other manufacturers to tour the facility for GRIA and for the chamber.
Well, what's interesting is, so to your point, manufacturers are so laser focused on what they do, but sounds like at Sledge Tech, you touch every different type. So you're already kind of networking as you do your daily business.
Very, very much so. And we manufacture a small side of a very small portion of our industry is manufacturing. We manufacture filters in-house. But the majority of our business is mechanical contracting or installing these dust collection systems or designing the systems for the manufacturers.
What's the background of Sledge Tech? When did you guys start?
Yes, sir. 2014. I've been a territory manager, a territory rep for 3 different dust collection manufacturers across the nation, and even in Canada for a few years. And then that led me to see the I can have so much more fun with it when we're doing it for ourselves and working with the customers instead of working with the companies, the OEMs directly.
What's your background? Where are you from?
Yes, born and raised here in Rome. I was a graduate of Pepperell High School and
Go Dragons.
Yeah, go Dragons, and also of Georgia Northwestern. So it's really nice for me. We just installed a dust collection system at the Floyd County College and Career Academy. I'm an alumni from there, so that was a really cool project for us.
So when you were there, you were breathing bad air.
It wasn't as good.
I'm teasing.
But now with Georgia Northwestern, I'm an alumni there, and we just delivered a weld trailer for them to provide welding training for their students. So it's really, really awesome to be an alumni and still provide these solutions for the future students.
Yeah, like full circle for you.
It is so. It is.
So you left Rome and bounced around the country but bounced around 2 countries.
Yeah. I lived in Germany for a year on a
third country
on an externship and then worked here locally as a territory manager for a Canadian air filtration company.
So, all right, you were on the board for GRIA. So the GRIA, this GRIA board is a chamber. GRIA is a chamber kind of something. Y'all have a lot of little
a group run out of the chamber, correct?
Yeah, and which focuses on this particular. So, and you had mentioned it had been around 30 or 40 years, right? So like, what's if somebody wants to join or isn't involved? What do they need to know?
You got to make a product and produce a physical a thing to be a part of GRIA. Actually, manufacture.
So essentially, you don't provide a service; you provide a product.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
And so that's the qualifying factor. And off the top of my head, because I'm not great with numbers all the time, but we've got a little over 60 manufacturers based here in Floyd County. And when you think about it, these are not. Yes, we've got large International Paper. We've got Georgia Pacific, Kellogg,
Suzuki.
Suzuki, Pirelli. Pirelli Tire. Suzuki makes the ATVs here. But we've got very, small size manufacturer operations as well that most people would have no clue driving down the road. That's a manufacturing facility.
Sledge Tech, for example, we only have six full-time employees, and we're in a small 1,700 square foot office/warehouse space. So.
Right, and people would not come to you to engage in business.
Right.
They reach out to you to come to them.
Very much so.
Yeah. So it's not like your retail where people will walk down Broad Street. Oh, let's stop in Sledge Tech and say hello.
Exactly.
A little bit different than our F&P down the road that has well over 500 employees and
multiple locations,
and a tier 1 automotive supplier that's doing a lot of the work for the new Tesla Cybertruck. So,
oh wow, that's new for me.
So that's going on in Rome.
That is,
yeah.
Or
the Rome greater metro area.
Floyd County, but right there in the industrial park.
So what are some of the other numbers there? I see you got some data there in front of you about the good news in our area.
When I look at wages and where manufacturers are, these are good paying jobs. And, 60% of manufacturing posted jobs, you don't have to have any experience necessary. Less than 30% of manufacturers require, outside of a high school diploma, nothing. So there's a lot of, with our technical college, GNTC, and some post-secondary skill training and certifications you can get for jobs. But, when we have 48% of graduating high school students in Northwest Georgia will not immediately attend college.
Okay.
We can line up the workforce and get them, in manufacturing areas. And these are not just the typical. I think there's this perception that manufacturing is dirty and unclean. And these places are so advanced with the technology in there. Like, I'll just take Pirelli Tire, for example. The robots are making the tires. Humans are controlling the robots, monitoring the robots. I mean, there's hundreds of tires being made per hour in a very meticulous process. But there's only 27 people at a time you'd walk in there and you just really don't see many humans, but that's because they're behind a screen or monitoring all these different technological aspects of the manufacturing process. SK Battery, which is coming in our area, everything that they're wanting the next worker to do is going to be through a screen or an iPad. There's going to be no hands-on, welding, even for that nature, is going to be all robotic.
And the kids coming out of high school today, they've grown up with screens, so it's kind of innate into what they already know how to do.
Exactly. And so, I mean, all these facilities, you can eat dirt off the floor, and it'll be the best dirt you ever taste in your life.
It's true.
With Sledge Tech, there should be no dirt on the floor, right?
Exactly. With high vacuum, we'll vac it right up.
Well, that is interesting. You talked about like at Pirelli, for the example, the people control the robots. So that's still going on. The robots aren't controlling us yet.
That's right. Yeah, AI is here, but
they made a movie called The Terminator many years ago, where Arnold Schwarzenegger traveled back in time because the robots were. Anyway, good to know we're still in charge of the robots. So, and when you said there's 4,500 jobs coming in the next couple of years in this field as well. So,
yes.
so high school kids that are listening that don't think, college is not my path, but here's good jobs with benefits.
Oh, yeah. Wage, benefits, healthcare. I mean, you name it. I'm not going to knock anyone going to work at McDonald's or Wendy's or anything for $15, $16, $17 an hour, but you're going to have healthcare, pension, wage, everything you need. Minimum starting pay for most of these industries as well. When you really look at it, and it keeps going up with everyone competing against to try and find workers. It's starting salary depending on the actual company could be 20 plus and above.
Well, and when you include the compensation package or the benefits package, I mean, it climbs upwards of $30, $35 an hour for a minimum for starting.
Yeah, because the total compensation package, that's real cost to the employer,
right.
But it is the benefits that the
insurance, your vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we have the median wage in Floyd County is $41,000. Well, if you really factor in the growth and trajectory in manufacturing, the median wage can be around $60,000.
You said you weren't good with numbers. You're spitting out numbers left and right. So, how did you get involved in GRIA, Ron?
Sure. So I started with Clean Air America. They're a local manufacturer in Rome. I was in sales and lead generation for them 15 years ago. And they asked me to join the chamber and help market the Clean Air America business for them, and from there I found the GRIA organization, and since then Clean Air America is still in business. They've changed their name and they've made some improvements to their lines, but has, to my knowledge, has not been so active in the chamber. So I've taken over from our dust collection side to join the chamber to be on the GRIA board for that.
So, kind of, what are, for lack of a better word, what are the benefits of kind of being involved in GRIA?
Sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have the plant tours. It's really nice to have that network of camaraderie. If a manufacturer, if someone has a question of how to improve a process or a technology, oftentimes we can call each other and or go visit the location to see how they may be doing it or how they may be doing it better. So that's really it really is a camaraderie or a resource versus back in the day it was more so super secret and super spies stay out of here. But now it's like people are still wanting to work together a bit more, wanting to help each other more.
What industries need you that they don't know it? They haven't thought, oh, we need a Sledge Tech. We need to get our yeah. So is that part of your sales job? Is going to find people that don't know they need you?
It is. So that's we're with our mobile trailers. The welding trailer is just a very small aspect of it. These trailers are customized to hospitals, mobile distilleries, mobile surgery rooms, or could be a grocery store even. And so that's our goal now is to find our market for this more variety of customers for these trailers. It's quite fun. The trailer can go as much as you'd like it to. So we've had some with hardwood floors, some with diamond plate floors, and the sky's the limit. It's whatever your money can buy for it. It makes it a really cool, fun project every time you work with a new customer. We're working with Michigan now, the state of Michigan, for Lanzo, and they need a stage, an entertainment stage for their like First Friday concerts or downtown concerts.
Yeah.
So it's fun for me. It's we really have a good time finding the solutions for these unique applications and these unique customers.
Alex, on the GRIA side, from the chamber perspective, well, you might have mentioned this number earlier, but like how many people? You mentioned how many manufacturers we have in the area, but are they all in GRIA, or they have to be a chamber member?
They have to be a chamber member.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is participation. Yes. Not everyone can get off work at certain hours to come to the meetings or events we have or to hear from speakers. But some companies do allow. Well, we actually have a GRIA social today, and so we'll see who all shows up at Blossom Hill to get together for just a fun little evening.
Well, I was going to say when you talk, okay, GRIA exists, but what does GRIA do? You have obviously some fun get-togethers, but do you have is it quarterly? Is it monthly?
We have monthly meetings, and every month is a little bit different and maybe focused on a different topic. We'll have guest speakers come. So we had someone from Georgia Tech Manufacturing Extension Partnership speak to us this year. We had the Georgia Association of Manufacturers have kind of redone some of their workforce assessment related areas. So we had their workforce guru person come speak to GRIA about helping them with an assessment and survey they send out. And like right now, for example, we just sent out to all of our GRIA members a wage and benefits survey that Summit Hill Foods is spearheading. And it's basically to say, hey, everyone, this is what our benefits look like. Here's what company A, B, C down the line. We don't really disclose all the companies, but you can see the information on a paid and wage scale, as well as benefits that are offered or maybe not offered. And HR for all of our manufacturers has certainly had a lot of challenges since COVID of, what benefits should they offer? What do they not offer? How do you be more competitive in the marketplace? And we're there at GRIA and at the chamber to really assist with those workforce challenges and to make sure that our manufacturers have the best possible workers.
You mentioned COVID. I almost feel obligated to ask you a COVID question at Sledge Tech. I would think that you guys have probably been busy.
That's right. Yeah, COVID was one of our more successful. I wouldn't say years. It's a continuous of 3 years now. But since COVID, because we supply the required manufacturers all of their filters or services, parts, or even dust collection systems for new lines, we saw a significant increase in business from manufacturers switching lines to produce now new chemicals that may be needed for disinfectants or new metal that would repel the virus more so than traditional metal. So it was really interesting for us. We honestly didn't expect that or didn't see that coming. That it was I would say 50% of our customers were changing over their processes, and
wow,
it's amazing to me that they're able to do that so quickly to find the new solution for a new issue.
Well, COVID made a lot of industries adapt, and
That's true.
You just said we didn't see this coming. Well,
Right.
of course, nobody saw COVID coming, but a lot of industries learned a new way to do things.
Yeah, I think it was sink or swim for a lot of industries.
Yeah. So who does the booking of these speakers? Is that the board, or is that you? Or
It's input from the board, and a lot of it is I do as well. I mean,
Or if we have a topic that comes up that's really interesting or new, like variable.
Yeah, so we had a company, with workforce changes and sometimes certain shifts when you got to scale up production and require more workers. Well, there is an app now specifically for manufacturing and logistic companies called Variable, and it's basically building. It's almost like the Uber for manufacturing,
Exactly so.
for on-demand staffing and labor. So, and it's a very simple process.
We've used it. So
really?
Yeah. So if you don't mind, it's very much like Uber. You select your area of industry or area of workers that you're needing. You make a description of your work that's going to be taking place, and these people will bid on or accept your offer or bid more or less on your wage that you've set for that job. It's really nice because they also include insurance for the worker, and that's something
the app does.
Right.
Yeah.
The company Variable includes insurance for that worker, so it provides the manufacturer, us in this case, a lot of peace of mind for that. But we've had some really great workers from it, and we've had some guys that were that said they were welders and they couldn't power on the welding machine. So. But it's nice because they're reviews, so we can make this review and say this guy was really good, but he's not quite a welder. And so the next person can see these and follow through with it. So it's a more accurate. The more jobs that they take place, the more info you'll have on the person.
So you as the business, you pay Variable, and then they pay these.
That's right.
These workers.
That's right.
So these workers could one day be working for you, and then next week be working for Pirelli
Exactly.
So these workers, I wonder how they get in touch with Variable.
So that's Variable's
business model.
Problem and business model. That's their what they call is their problem right now. They're trying to get their name out there to let people know that they're a resource.
Are they nationwide?
That's right.
They are. Yeah, they've got offices in major cities around the nation. But just like any business,
So, you brought them up because somebody came to speak to you guys, or
Sure.
We had someone in one of our GRIA meetings mentioned this Variable thing, and everyone got really interested and said, well, maybe we need to have them come talk to us. And so they came up, and two guys gave a presentation to GRIA, and I think that got more of our manufacturers, HR teams considering, because they can build their own labor pool of candidates. So say they don't need, a certain line is not operating at scale yet, and then it will suddenly for a 2-month period, they've got to really ramp up. Well, they know that they have a certain amount of candidates out there that could come in and support those shifts, or, companies talk about making a third shift or pulling back a third shift and only having 2 shifts. But sometimes they might need a little bit more, just based off.
Whereas
market.
a temp service will sometimes require a minimum of 6 weeks for one person.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
And for some people, we don't need 6 weeks of temporary is much more temporary than 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So for a service like Variable, it provides that smaller window of up to 6 weeks or longer. But,
It's an interesting name because it fills in variables. It tries to pick up fumbles, as I use my sports metaphors all the time. And to your point, you might ramp up. And I would guess this is somebody solving a problem because so many industries, so many manufacturers were facing this all the time, and they were scrambling. We need to hire people short term. We need to hire contract labor. But we can't offer full time. And who's going to take this job?
Exactly.
But this fills those gaps.
Right.
Interesting.
And there's a lot of people today that are working what I like to call the gig economy, where they work multiple jobs at various hours that are not the typical 9 to 5 or 12-hour work days or whatever it may be. And so this is a perfect place for them to work and be manageable and do their other activities and childcare and other stuff that they might have going on in their life, but still, get a paycheck.
So that's a benefit for being in GRIA. Somebody happened to mention it, and because of the networking and the cohesiveness of this group. Oh, what is that? Tell me more. And now people are so
exactly so.
There's a perfect example of why GRIA works so great.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, absolutely.
That's that GRIA. We want to be a liaison. We want to be a resource for any of our members and even potential members to hopefully attract them.
Well, and once you join the chamber, they kind of suck you into doing stuff, don't they?
Well, only as much as you'd like or have the time to do. You're
what
welcome to say no. We appreciate all the help.
What a perfect answer.
And what I'll say, a lot of our GRIA members are extremely involved in our local school systems at Rome City and Floyd County with the college and career academies, and really tailoring to the next generation of workers to make sure that they have the skills and knowledge to prepare them. You look at the mechatronics or robotics program at Floyd County, they're bringing on an industrial maintenance program.
It's impressive.
And some of the PLCs and technology components. We were getting into the weeds the other day with a company that said they needed a certain type of Mitsubishi PLC something. And it was way above my level, but an engineer and a teacher connected, and we're like, wait, yeah, we have the curriculum here. We can train the workers that you need based off the systems we have here in the school system. So it's a win-win for really everyone.
So that's great to know, to support the industry, that there is educational training.
That's right.
But I would imagine even some industries, if somebody comes out of high school and they're just, not going to go to college, I want to get a job. But there's probably in-house training too for some of these positions, right?
Exactly so. Like for the college and career academies, Floyd County or Rome High School also has a college and career academy. Yeah. That in some cases you can gain a certification in welding or nursing.
Right.
Before graduating high school.
And be ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of these companies even have apprenticeship programs.
Right.
So I know
take it to the next level.
Yeah, Wayne Davis Concrete is one of those that is utilizing that right now from the state and from the technical college system of Georgia. We need more CDL drivers. That's a huge demand right now. There are not enough, and so they have started an apprenticeship program for that, which contributes to construction and manufacturing and other things going on with the growth that we're experiencing here in Northwest Georgia.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's coming out of COVID because economic conditions and inflation, what have you, everything kind of took a gut punch. And I guess some industries adjusted, and they're looking for workers or a lot of that going on. Everybody's still readjusting, I guess, through the market, right?
Yeah. And it's always, you always got to think ahead and be prepared for the next thing, because if you're just complacent, you're going to lose out on workers, opportunities, and growing business.
Why didn't we come up with this variable idea?
It's a good idea.
Sounds like somebody's going to make some money off that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But that's another great thing to your point about America. You come up with a great idea.
Let's roll with it.
Let's roll, baby.
Yeah.
Let's roll. All right. We're just kind of wrapping up here. Some final thoughts on Manufacturing Week and what brought us here together to talk about GRIA.
I saw this morning Capital Beat. It was an article I was reading from Capital Beat. Area Development Magazine mentioned Georgia is the 10th consecutive year that this is the best state to do business.
Sweet
for the nation. So it's really nice to hear all this about Rome, but it's also really nice that Georgia as a whole is continuing to do well.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's really nice that we're here to help that.
And what's great about it is, and especially manufacturing, I don't think half the people in our community realize the products that they use every day or see every day. Some of them are made right here in Floyd County in Rome, Georgia.
Right, Rice Krispie treats.
80% of all Rice Krispie treats around the world are made right here at Kellogg, but they have just, as of this week, the cereal brand and the snack division of Kellogg have separated. So it's going to be called Kellanova, the Kellanova Rome Bakery here. But, you know, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and are looking for a new countertop, there's chances are that was made at VT Industries right here in West Rome.
Pirelli tire. I mean,
you know, International Paper at the Rome mill has they produce enough paper and container board to stretch from here to El Paso, I think, every day. It's incredible what's going on.
Wow. And Brugg Cable, it was really impressive to me that they manufactured the elevator cables for the World Trade Center, the newly erected. I mean, that's from our hometown in Rome, for such an important, you know, and large. I'm sure, you know, I can imagine the size of that cable.
Yeah, that's a tall building.
Yeah,
so a lot of elevators needed.
That's right.
Okay, well, Ron, what's your contact information if somebody wants to reach out to Sledge Tech and do some business with you guys?
Yeah, we're located in Lindale, right near Kellogg's and Carey Manufacturing.
Yeah, you go stop by and get you some Rice Krispie treats.
That's right. Yeah, I love the home style. You can always find us on the internet at sledge-tech.com. My email is ronald@sledge-tech.com. And if feel free to give me a call anytime. It's 706-409-4544.
And that's not just for Sledge Tech business; that's for GRIA business.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. We're always glad to help. If anyone has questions about joining or any aspects of GRIA or the chamber, we're glad to help.
All right, Alex. Final thoughts from you at the chamber and your contact information, website, all that.
Well, I just appreciate it, and I'm so glad we've got a community with the support for our manufacturers. My contact information at the chamber, awilliams@romega.com. Go to our website, romega.com. Our number is 706-291-7663. And I'll tease it. Be on the lookout for a website we're coming out with about workforce called workromefloyd.com. And that is coming up very soon.
So that's what we call a tease in the broadcasting industry. All right, great. Well, we'll look forward to that. Well, thank you so much, Ron, for being here.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic. You've been listening to the Rome Floyd Chamber Show here on Rome Business Radio. We broadcast from the Hardy Realty Studios in downtown Rome on beautiful Broad Street. Hi, I'm Roger Manus. Thank you so much for listening.